The government proposes a new legal framework to govern autonomous vehicles or AV on the road. Transport Minister Anthony Loke says the framework is necessary due to advancements in autonomous driving technology, particularly its application in the public transportation and logistics sectors. As an example, Loke said laws on licensing are needed to regulate how AV buses would be allowed on the road once the technology is ready for commercialization and proven safe for public use. He added that his ministry is currently taking early steps to assess how far this technology can go and how to amend the law to support digitalization. At present, there are no specific laws governing autonomous vehicles, including the Autonomous Rapid Transit or ART, aside from the Road Transport Act 1987 and the Guideline for Public Road Trials of Autonomous Vehicles. Loke said, however, that there is no specific timeline to establish the laws at the moment, as proof of concept trials involving AVs are still ongoing. He said the ministry is ready to assist the AV committee and stakeholders to facilitate any discussion on what legislation or amendments are needed. The government must prioritise improving the current transport system and infrastructure before gearing up for autonomous vehicles or AVs. Transport consultant Wan Agyl Wan Hassan agrees with the government's idea on adjusting the legal framework to prepare for its adoption, but also suggests other aspects that should not be left behind.
The question is, are we ready? Because on the ground, the answer is clearly no. Our road quality is inconsistent. Our internet connectivity is patchy. We still have issues and struggling with the 5G connectivity. We lack of the infrastructure foundations, and we need to support such advanced system. Without addressing this basic issue, the dream of AVs cruising along nation streets is quite far from the reality. I think we are aware of the existence of ART, but there's a lot of comments about whether or not our infrastructure is enough to support these kind of ART services on the road, because our roads are not designed for it, right?
Wan Agyl believed it is crucial to first improve the country's technology reliability and artificial intelligence ethical guidelines when preparing for AV adoption.
I think when we come to AV per se, I believe the government is moving towards the right directions. Of course, in order to adopt on the AV, it involves several key challenges and priorities. Regulatory and legal framework is quite important. The current regulations are not fully equipped for the AV technologies. It requires revisions, amendment on policies, especially like national automotive policy and national transport policy. We also need to look into the technological challenges like sensor fusion, reliability, cybersecurity, which is very crucial. We have a lot of cybersecurity issues that need to be addressed by the country. But more importantly, I think, is the ethical and liability issues. We need clear guidelines for AI decision-making and accident liabilities. This is very important when it comes to public transport. We can have AV buses or AV trams, but when it comes to accidents, because there is no one manning the fleets, even though we know there is a man behind the system, but when it comes to decision-making on accidents, this is where the ethical questions come into the picture. On top of that, we need to look into skill development by the workers that have enough skill to deal with AV technologies, and also the integrations with existing transportations. We have a lot of existing transportations like LRT, MRT, bus services. This is where the integrations is very crucial to make sure that the AV introduction is going to be very seamless. And last but not least, I think environmental concerns where adapting EVs to Malaysia, tropical weather and route conditions. We are not like the European country. Our weather is very unpredictable nowadays with the climate crisis going on. It is very important for us to really take that into considerations.